Hey guys, Wolves won, Manchester City won. That was a frustrating game of football, wasn't it? I really didn't need that this weekend. That started my weekend, a long weekend, on a very bad front there. Well, I set a few things straight beforehand though. One, I'm not going to blame Wolves for this. I thought in general Wolves actually played good football, and credit to them. They got a lucky goal, but I don't necessarily think he meant to handball. He went for his head, missed it, and it hit his hand. He's not exactly going to cancel his own goal, as he. I do not blame him in the slightest. In general, I thought Wolves played some very nice, very intelligent football, and actually went at us with a little bit of kind of style, and I can't begrudge a team the point in this situation. I think we should have won the game if we'd had a little bit of luck and maybe played a little bit better, but I'm not going to blame Wolves, and fair play to Wolves for actually turning up, playing good football, and I hope they do well in the Premier League this season, because that's a team that I like to see do well, because they play football the right way. One of the better teams that we played in a long time, if we're being honest. They didn't just sit there and park the bus and hope for the best. They actually went at us and they caused us problems, so fair play to Wolves. Two, this needed to happen probably. Sometimes you need this kind of loss, or not, it feels like a loss, we didn't even lose, wow. Sometimes you need this kind of draw to refocus the senses, and this is the kind of game that happened to us early last season as well, a couple of times where we had a game, even though it was like, we probably dominated the game. The 1-0 against Everton was a frustrating game. We had a bad referee performance against us again with the Walker sending off. This reminded me a little bit of that. I don't think we played as well as we did that day with 10 men against Everton, but it still had that same kind of air frustration where you felt we could have done more of a little bit of kind of focus. We didn't play well today at all. And the thing that bugged me was our kind of core basic principles. They just deserted us. It was a much changed team. And on paper, the team, you know, it looked all right. It should have been enough to beat Wolves today. But the third thing is our passing went to pot. We looked hesitant. We looked like a team that didn't play a Guardiola way very often. Not the team that was all conquering, all comfortable in possession. There was passing mistakes from Walker in particular, Mendy, and Kompany as well in particular was liable for a few shocking passes. Fernandinho wasn't his usual level of consistency in midfield, and it kind of didn't really help from that point onwards. I think we built from the back pretty badly, and then when we did get to the final third, and when our usual style kicked into place, there was some just poor decision making in the final third. Gundogan not playing it through to Bernardo, or a little couple of 1-2s here and there that didn't come off, that should have come off, or just maybe overtaking the odd touch too much. It just wasn't this fluid, cohesive performance that we come to expect. Wolves made it difficult for us, but we should have been better than that. I do miss Kevin De Bruyne. I really do miss Kevin De Bruyne. He would have been absolutely perfect today for breaking down a very stubborn Wolves defence, but we could have got there anyway. We hit the bar 3 times at Aguero right at the last minute with that beautiful free kick that didn't quite go in. But it just could have been so much better on another day. I've got to get onto the referees now. Absolutely shockingly shit. I'm sorry, I'm so bored of this shite. It's not an excuse, it's just genuinely absolute nonsense. I've never been the biggest fan of VAR, but surely if it was there today, that wouldn't be 1-0, and then maybe there would have been a penalty. I mean, technically that penalty might not have happened because the game would have unfolded in a different way, but you've seen 2 shocking decisions there back to back. I mean, I don't blame the linesman for missing the handball, honestly, because that was, I didn't even see it at all. I don't think anyone saw it really until it actually happened on the replay. But that's the stuff that should be picked up. That's the stuff that shouldn't happen there, and especially when we've got the technology to sort it. And also the penalty as well. There's no excuse for that. That's just an honest foul. David Silva absolutely kicked from behind. It's a stonewall penalty. And then loads of little tiny things like, I mean, it didn't really cost us in the end, but like a corner being given for an obvious goal kick. Stuff like that today just set the tone constantly. Just poor refereeing from Atkinson yet again. No surprises there. You can't help but get your tinfoil hat on and be a little bit, I don't know, a little bit paranoid and start to think maybe this whole thing about the Premier League wanting to be closer this season has had some impact on the referees. I'm not saying that's happened. In general, I think levels of refereeing in this country is just pretty diabolically bad, but it always seems to go against us. And it gets very frustrating. Individually, I thought Kompany had pretty much a shocking game. I thought Stones was looking to put to the bench. I love Vinny, but he was poor today, largely poor. Yes, there was 1-2 moments of Vinny's power and strength as always, but there was too many slack passes, and there was a couple of rash challenges, and Mendy, as good as he was going forward, also got skinned a couple of times. Schoolboy level defending. Walker, once again, just not this level that we come to expect from Walker. He was inconsistent with his passing. Sometimes he was kind of passing it blind, which is not a very Walker kind of thing to do. Gundogan got a lot of stick on Twitter from fans. He didn't have a great game, though. He got a nice assist in the end. But then I don't think even David Silva had a great game. I don't think Bernardo always had the right touch, a couple of nice moves. Sterling flitted about dangerously at times, but couldn't quite get into it. Aguero, I thought, was sharp, had little to feed off, and what he tried to do was quite good. Lucky not to get on the score sheet in the end. Laporte, probably the best of defenders, even without his bullet header, which got us back into the game. Though his passing radar wasn't quite as sharp as it usually is. It was just one of those performances today. Pep won't be happy. There'll be a lot of swear words in that dressing room afterwards, though I do think in general he'll do that kind of human thing where we go, Wolves are a good team, you got to look after yourselves now and be a team and actually focus for the next game. Sane, when he came on, a word for that. What was going on there? Seriously, what was going on with Sane when he came on? That was absolutely ridiculously bad. I've not seen a cameo that bad since I watched the highlight compilation of Bebe. Do you remember that Portuguese fraud that United signed years ago because of the agent Bebe? It looked like him, just terrible touch after terrible touch. But then, of course, Sane did that one moment of brilliance that showed how good he was, where he beat about 5 or 6 people in a row. But Sane, you won't get many games this season if you played that badly when you come on or even start, because that was really, really poor. Gabriel Jesus could have scored as well. I know it was a great save from Patricio, but you got to score those goals. We need big things from big players in big moments. Anyway, guys, let's go and forget about this game now. Let's kind of think about the next game, kind of relax, chill, go and enjoy our weekends, because that was just not a good game of football. It was frustrating. Referees have done us over, but we did ourselves over as well with a slightly poor performance. It wasn't the worst performance ever, but it could have been so much better if we'd just actually focused and done the basics today that Guardiola would have insisted. He won't be happy, and you're probably not happy. I'm not happy, rightfully so. Anyway, guys, in a bit.